Good afternoon, friends and traders. Welcome to the Market Recap. I am Dan Hodgman. It is Wednesday, November 4th. And man, it still feels like Tuesday. Still counting votes in 6 states, I believe it is. We still don't have a decided president. Looks like the House and the Senate are going to stay split. Each will be one party. And man, I don't know about you guys. I was up late last night, up early this morning, trying to see what's going on. Emotions all over the place. Lots happening within this election. It looks like Wisconsin just got called for Joe Biden, but the Trump campaign said they will be requesting a recount there. Man, oh man, what a wild 24 hours we've had so far. I hope you guys have all had a good day. I hope if you were trading, you were long everything. I mean, that's kind of been the way it is here. Stock's pretty happy seeing that kind of split House and Senate there maybe. Maybe they're happy that maybe something with taxes. Who knows? Who knows what it's going to be, why. But stocks are higher. That's what matters. It has been it's going to be an interesting next few days. What I just heard was Nevada should be getting back to counting here, and possibly some results by this evening. Georgia's working on it. North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan. So many. Arizona's still up in the air. They say. We'll see what happens. I'm pooped. It's been a wild 24 hours. I haven't slept a whole lot. To be honest with you, I didn't trade a whole lot last night. I made a couple moves, but didn't like what I was seeing. I was expecting bigger ranges out of everything that we did not get. So I sat on my hands for the most part. So at this point, it's just continue to wait and see. And I think that's the mentality that we all want to keep in mind here going throughout this week, possibly into December. Who knows how long this stuff is going to take, right? We have to be cognizant of that. It's going to continue. We don't have a decided president at this point for the next 4 years. And so things can still happen. Volatility can still happen. Markets can pick the other direction. There's a lot going to be happening. So that's the best I can think of at this point. I'm going to continue to spend a lot of time sitting on my hands. Felix, Esteban, Tanya, good to see you guys. Patrick, thank goodness this day is over. Patrick, I tell you what, I'm ready to get outside. I'm going to be raking and leaf blowing my yard, burning some leaves, and cleaning my truck. Try and get away from everything. Jacob, how are you? Tanya, did you kill it last night, Dan? I saw those swings and smelled for you. Yeah, no, Tanya, like I said, didn't do a whole lot, made a little bit, but really, really pretty much sat on my hands. I was more intrigued of what was going on. I thought it was really interesting watching the Vegas odds and the big moves and swings and all over the place there. Livgeny, good to see you. Yes, we're still alive after today. Hopefully everyone made it through. Nick, good to see you. Market looks like pump and dump. Pump before dump. Absolutely, that could be a possibility. It's who knows what can happen, to be completely honest with you. There's so many little paths that these next few states can take that could really change the direction, the outcomes. A lot can still change. There's only 6 states left. We're in a pretty tight race here. So it could dump. It could continue to move higher, and we could go see highs. So there's a lot that can happen. Nick and Tanya, awesome, guys. All right, let's go ahead and take a glance at these markets here. Like I said, look, volume thin, liquidity thin, market participation tough to get into these things. It was a difficult day. We don't know where these markets are going to go. It's very easy to get shaken out. It could start to look like it wants to break and turn around. And it's very easy to want to just go with that fast move. This is where patience is vital if we're trading in this. So let's take a look at these markets here, see what we had happening. As always, starting with crude oil here, which crude oil inventories today, a draw of 8 million barrels. Market broke off the open here. We came and checked almost down to yesterday's point of control and settlement price down here at 37.66. Market did not get there. Could not make it. Buyers came in pretty fast, failing to make it down to settlement price. And point of control from yesterday says, hey, look the other direction. Let's see what happens here. Market continued to move higher. Is this a sign of what people think the outcome elections might be, that crude oil is going to have to move higher? Gosh, I don't even know at this point. This is all going to be some hindsight stuff. So I've got to be cautious. I've got to be patient. I have to be willing to cut my loss really quick trading some of these markets right now. Next, let's look at the S&P 500, which up big so far. Right now, we're 120 points above settlement price. Settlement price all the way down here at 33.61. We moved 120 points off a settlement price last night. You started to see it go last night. Here's where we started to get our counts. Things were coming in and confusion. What's going on here? Hesitation. We came and started to kind of check yesterday's value area low, but from there, there's really been no low checks. This market just went higher. Typically, this is when we'd say this is where we're looking for these pullbacks to get in on these moves. But being election, knowing that things are going to be whipsaw and crazy and volatile, it's really hard to say, I'm going to buy this pullback or I'm going to buy this pullback. It is extremely difficult to say that's where I want to get in. So again, I cannot stress it enough. Don't feel like if you didn't trade, you missed out. This is tough trade. We rallied all the way up to 34.80. From there, it broke down 50 frickin' handles. Guys, these are huge moves. These are huge moves, and we have to be careful trying to trade within this. Same here goes for the NASDAQ. NASDAQ settled yesterday down at 11,266, moving almost 600 points higher from settlement price to the high. Same as the S&P 500. Market opened up last night, and really the tech seemed to love what was coming out. We broke down a little bit, and then the buyers came in, powered this thing higher, just like S&Ps. We saw a couple sell-offs. Bigger sell-offs, bigger weakness. And what do we always say? Market's trending in a direction we want to get in on these weakness. It's really difficult during these high volatile times when we don't know why the market's doing what it's doing. We don't have definitive answers from any of these elections. Therefore, if it starts to turn around, we might be thinking, it might say to us, whoop, we're changing direction. So again, if you did not find these weak points to hop in, totally okay. Nothing wrong with sitting out of trade here today in any of these markets. I cannot stress it enough. That is one of the biggest keys we have to be thinking about here. Now, let's go ahead and look at gold. Gold settled yesterday, 1910.40, and we're not too far off. We're really not too far off. Point of control here today was essentially $1 below that. We saw multiple directional moves. We broke here all day long, came to some consolidation from the overnight session. From there, it started to push higher and failing to get back into yesterday's value area. Failed to get back in. So if we decided to say, hey, we've made, on a 30-minute chart here, we made a triple bottom. This is an opportunity to say, all right, you know what? We're starting to find consistent support down here at 1894. Opportunity to get in. Where's my direction? The first thing I'm looking at is some consolidation by 1900. If we can break through 1900, then we can start to look towards other key areas, key levels, key prices that have come into play. But again, if you did not get in, you didn't miss out. If you sat on your hands, good on you. Way to go. Very important things to be thinking about. All right, next, let's go ahead and come over here and look at our currencies. Starting with the euro. Regular trading hours today. Little volatile. Couldn't decide what it wanted to do, and then fell into a very, very tight range, essentially just walking right around settlement. Today's point of control, which is right here at 117.27 settlement point of control. So again, tough. I don't even know what to say here. Low volume, big swings, thin liquidity. This is difficult. This is a very difficult trade day, just in general. And lastly, let's go ahead and look at the yen, and we'll get the heck on out of here. All over the place. A couple times we came and checked yesterday's value area low. We focused more right around yesterday's point of control as a support area. And we kind of continued to extend this thing higher. We created some consolidation in the overnight session just above today's value area low, or value area high here. And that was essentially what this market has done. Now we've created a little bit of a flag here. It could break out in a direction, so let's be conscious here if you're trading this thing in the overnight. We have continuously seen big overnight moves when it comes to the yen. So if you're trading the yen tonight, if you decide to, be patient. All right, guys, those are our markets here today. I see some other stuff coming in. Joel. Hello, just started following the daily market recap. It's amazing. I'm preparing for the combine. Maybe in January I'll be ready. Outstanding. Glad to have you here, Joel. Not only do we have a recap every day at 3 p.m., every morning, 8 a.m. Central Time, we have a market forecast. John Hoagland sits down and kind of breaks down these markets, gets some ideas of things to keep an eye on throughout the day. And then every Tuesday around 11:20, 11:25, just depending on all the divas we've got on the team, we have a coach's playbook. So we try to get that going between 11:20 and 11:25 every single Wednesday. So make sure you join us, come in and say hello. So happy to have you here. Jacob, good to see you as well. So, guys, like I said, we're going to continue to see a lot of news coming out. Who knows if states may change? Who knows if what's going to happen? We have no idea. We have opinions. We have thoughts. We have biases. We're all leaning one way or the other. But you have to shake that away when it comes to trading. You cannot trade with bias. You cannot trade with an opinion that if this, then that. When it comes to stuff like this with unexpected results. We don't know. I've been saying this the last few days. If Trump wins, the markets will do this, or if Biden wins, the markets will do that. We cannot trade that way. We have to just continue to trade what we see and trade what these markets are giving to us. All right. So as always, we're going to take a look at the VIX. VIX down a little bit today. Yesterday we were sitting right around 35. Today we flatlined. Basically flatline, did nothing, sat at 29 all day. Market opened, and it broke down about 16 or 17% in flatline, right around 29. Tesla down a little bit, but still pushing that $420 mark. Pretty wild. All right. Things to look ahead tomorrow. Jobless claim, 7:30 a.m. Central Time. FOMC announcement, 1 p.m. Central Time. Jerome Powell's got to get his words in here with everything going on. You can't forget about him. And then don't forget, Friday, unemployment numbers are coming out. So non-farm payroll, private payrolls, unemployment rate. So a lot of jobs numbers coming out on Friday. So still a lot down the pipeline here this week that's going to continue to extend this volatility. Awesome. Jacob, watching all the time from Prague. Well, glad to see you. I haven't seen your name, so glad to see you chiming in here. Glad to see you're staying up with us and enjoying what we've got. As always, guys, and you, good to see you. The beer stash is doing well. We're stacked up here. Come on, I live in Wisconsin. Our slogan is drink Wisconsinably. Anyhow. As I was just saying, any of you guys have comments, feedback, thoughts, questions, make sure you guys drop it in the chat. Always open to making some adjustments here. I know a few have been asking about adding bonds, so John and I have been discussing that. If there's other things that you guys want us to talk about, if there's specific requests, just drop them in here in the chat or in the comments afterwards. I'm always taking a look at trying to keep up as much as possible with all the comments and everything we've got going on. So make sure we'd love to get your feedback. We'd love to hear your thoughts. So please don't hesitate. All right, at this point, guys, we know the news. It's election stuff. Leave it at that. Let's take our minds off election and take a glance at what happened on this date in history. So first off, on this day, November 4th, where's the date? 1922. There we go. My bad, I missed it. The entrance to King Tut's tomb was found. Let's see here. And the last one here I'll touch on, 1990, one of my favorite movies, Dances with Wolves, released in theaters. If you haven't checked out Dances with Wolves with Kevin Costner, check it out. It's a classic. You're going to need about 3.5 hours or so to sit down and watch it, but it is a great movie. Highly recommend it. To this day, every time I see a buffalo, I just think Tatonga. All right, guys, that's what I got here today. Again, I hope you all had a great day, and be cautious if you're going to trade this evening. I'm going to recommend against it, strictly because we don't know what's happening. We have big moves here in the equities. They have rotated down to a couple 20-period moving averages. Those are a couple things I watched, the SMA and the EMA, and they all came. They came right down to in the S&Ps. They came right down to that 20-period moving average. So we'll be cognizant of that. On that note, guys, I'm going to sign on out of here. I hope you all had a great day, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow back here, same time, 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. So until then, stay safe, wash your hands, trade well, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the markets. Take care.